Hey gang, how about we fix some scratches today? Paint correction and coatings are our specialty, so let's go do some. Today I have a 2017 Nissan Murano. Only has 2,500 miles. I installed a ceramic coating. Right from the dealership it came to me. That's when I really like my customers to bring me their car when they first purchase one, so I can get it, I can clean it correctly, I can get the paint to where they want it to be, within their budget of course, and then we can protect it however they want to go about doing it, and then we can just do a maintenance program from there. So that's how I take care of my customers. But they have 3 different areas of clusters of scratches on this, on the passenger side. I'll break that down into separate videos because we're going to approach them all different ways. The first cluster we're going to take care of today is on a door. They're not very deep, but they're wide. I think it's a cluster of 3 or 4. So we'll come in and we'll hit it with the air DA, with the pneumatic DA, the little one. Probably switch over to the Grillos Garage or another polisher and finish it up from there, and we're going to protect it again. Now, what I have to mention is, since this thing has a coating, we are going to approach it a little differently from the offset. We're going to jump straight to 600 or 800, I'm not sure yet, grit for wet sanding paper, because we got to cut down through that ceramic coating first before we can even do some correcting. And then in the end, of course, we're going to lay down another layer of protection. We're going to put that ceramic coating back on again, the corrected areas. So let's get it done. Okay, so here's today's project. We have a cluster of scratches on the door, heading right back to the contour of the door over the wheel well. The long one, I believe, is deeper than originally thought, pretty close to going through the clear. But first thing is first, and that is to slap on the 600 grit and work our way through the ceramic coating that was put on less than 2 months ago. This tool is powerful by itself. Once you slap 600 or 800 grit, it's going to be cutting very quickly. So I have light pressure. You can see the milky substance, the residue. That's the clear. So we're cutting down through the coating into the clear already. So I'm going to stop now. So I wipe away the residue. I'll take a look at it, and there is an area that I still have to remove the coating. I'll grab that real quick. Then we'll move on to the next step. And as I always do, I'll bring you in close to see what it looks like, especially for the guys that are just getting into the wet sanding and want to know what it looks like, kind of get the feel of the area in between steps. And you can see the scratch remained there. So now it's time to correct that scratch, and we'll replace the 600 grit with the 1000 grit. So now we are doing some correcting. Now we're going to remove the scratch totally, and then we'll move on to the next step. And as I mentioned, the tool is powerful, it's precision. We have already corrected the scratch completely, as I can see, so we move on. We will put on the 3000 grit, and it's time to do some serious blending in. We're going to make the area about 2 inches larger on either side of the edge where we corrected with the 1000 grit, and that's how we start to blend in. Alright, this is a very important part here as well as we blend in. Because if you think, we have gone through a coating, we've gone through clear coat, we've gone through quite a bit of the layer of base coat to get that scratch repaired. So we can't just jump to a polisher now. We have to do some blending in and make the area perfectly smooth before we start to polish and refine. This step will just take me a little bit longer, even with this powerful tool. I'm not putting hardly any pressure at all, just guiding the tool back and forth over the surface with the 3000 grit. What we're going to do is, instead of doing what I usually do and jump to a 5000 grit and then a a fine, ultra fine polishing cream after that. We'll just jump straight from this to a heavy cut compound and finish it up. That QP-On heavy cut has the diminishing abrasives, so we'll be able to refine it straight from there. The QP-On correcting creams, the system is right up there with the Angel Wax correcting creams. So we'll put a couple dabs on the 3-inch foam pad on the Griot's Garage 3-inch polisher, and it won't take long, we will be done. Other things to mention during this step, the pad is the orange medium cut foam pad. I kind of use this pad a lot except for ultra fine for finishing work. Just a personal preference of mine. Pressure on the machine. I just have my thumb overlaying the top of the tool, pressing down a little bit very lightly, and slowly guiding the tool from left to right. A couple passes and the area will be ready for protection again to reapply the ceramic coating. But before we do, there are 2 other spots, clusters of scratches in other areas. We'll take care of that in future videos. This is a great chance to run this by some of you that are new to the channel. We do some pretty serious correcting here. I have a lot of videos of doing some pretty hefty correction, and we don't do it with expensive tools. We work on our craft, we work on our professionalism, and we work on mastering wet sanding and compounding, but we don't do it with $500 tools. I kind of just like to show that skills far outweigh spending the money on a $400 or $500 machine when you should actually spend the time, mastering your skills. And then, by all means, if you want to spend that money, go ahead and go out and buy one of those polishers, but it's not needed. You can do some incredible work. You can get some great results without it, just the skills you have, your hands. Here we are. In less than 9 minutes, we corrected a cluster of scratches some would be terrified of, but they're completely gone, and there's still texture to the area. There's still orange peel. Right there is where the scratches were. It's not a perfectly flat area where there once was texture. They're gone, and it blends right in. Okay, so we have one little area taken care of. We have 2 to go. We'll take care of those a little bit later. If you have any questions on what we did today, don't hesitate to ask. I'm always here for you guys for any questions you have. You can ask them here in the comment section. You can email me. You can call me. You can IM me, you can text me, I don't care. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Sometimes I can get back to you guys immediately, and if I have the time, I will do it immediately. If I'm busy, I'll get back to you as soon as I catch a minute or 2. But this is Brian from Apex Detail. We'll catch you in the next video.